Good afternoon. My name is Rachel Verson. I'm here with Kaylee Emerson, and we're here to give you a little information about the Northeast Wyoming Next Generations Partnership. I think I said that wrong, so I'm going to let Kaylee go ahead and take it away, girl.
So the Next Generation Sector Partnership is actually a movement that's sweeping across our nation, and it takes on certain targeted industries. I know that like Pennsylvania is mainly focusing on healthcare. So sorry. It's like
I
it
love
was there, and then
Pennsylvania,
I remembered
by
I
the
was on
way.
camera and it blanked out. So they're focusing on certain other industries. We're actually the first state that I do believe is focusing on the financial industry. So what they do is they work with their community organizations that are already there, that already have programs in place to help with workforce and competitive needs.
Okay, awesome. So the Gillette Group has put together, I believe, three different sectors or portions, I suppose, of this sector. Excuse me. Where they're going to focus on pieces to this puzzle. So the one that you're involved in is the talent pipeline, so recruiting local talent. Tell me a little bit about what that goal is and what ultimately that group is trying to attain through this partnership and this effort.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Youth Talent Pipeline, we are actually focused on keeping and retaining our young youth here that are extremely we know they're going to be successful and that they want to work within our industry. We want to keep them here. So we're working to promote within the schools. We've worked with Kirby in the high schools and Janelle within the colleges to see if there's a way to promote financial industries as a whole. That's including insurance agencies, real estate, accounting, banks, credit unions that are here in this area, to just let kids know that there is a career path within those fields.
So ultimately what we're trying to do is pull those students kind of at an earlier age before they start migrating to other parts of the country or the world, and keep them here working to sort of infuse their own talents already, activate those to keep them in an industry where we can kind of work them through to success, starting at the high school level, correct?
Correct. So what we see now is a lot of people fall into financial industries. It's not what they've chosen. And so a lot of times you'll see me, a lot of turnover with that. Unfortunately, unless they fall in love with it, they're going to see a lot of turnover within those main level, those entry level skills. So what we're hoping to do is find those kids that know they're interested in it. And yes, they may come in with those entry level positions, but they can work up through college education here with the Gillette College. The high school, they offer college level classes free to the kids that are involved with financial industry items. So that would be a great resource for the kids to know about.
Remember that, parents.
Yeah, promote that
College
stuff.
level courses at no cost for your
Exactly.
high school students.
Exactly. So that way they're taking them very young. Also, we want to promote basic skills, so basic customer skills. So working with the colleges and the high school, they kind of already have some of those courses that we can work alongside and have our parallel trajectory for those kids, and that way we get the best talent of the group.
So something you mentioned earlier before we were on camera.
Before I got really nervous.
You just got back from a huge Next Gen national conference in Austin, Texas.
Correct.
Keeping it weird in Austin.
It was wonderful.
I saw that they had voodoo donuts too, so I'm only slightly jealous. But there was just some interesting concepts that you learned there about not only working with the colleges and the high schools on an education level as an employer to sort of seek out that talent and decide, what am I looking for? Who's the type of person I want to fit this seat, so to speak, and what kind of background are they going to need to get there? And you had kind of talked about how a lot of times we get really good employees, especially in our industries. We get really good employees and they kind of get to this, what's kind of a glass ceiling, and not intentionally, but maybe, like we only have 5 people, aside from myself and my institution. And so if there's somebody that's just really remarkable and really capable, sometimes we're limited to where we can place them.
Right.
And so something that you just maybe talk about what you had mentioned earlier,
Yes.
that's kind of an interesting concept and kind of a new concept, I think, to our industry, and just something kind of cool that we're promoting within this,
Yeah,
this
absolutely.
partnership.
So I'm sure everyone knows that the financial industry can be very competitive with each other, and a lot of times we won't have communication with each other. And part of the problem with that is if we do have an amazing employee and they have hit that glass ceiling, like you said, they can't go anywhere else in our company. So what I had actually seen that was great at this academy was that some of these other industries, they would talk with each other, and if they had an employee they knew wasn't going to be moving up within their own company, they would actually say, hey, are you interested in taking on this employee? They can move up with you and be amazing and continue in their career path rather than being stagnant here with us. And that's a great way for us to, one, keep them local, and two, make sure people are actually being promoted and being used for the talent that they have.
Sure. I think a lot of times, especially in our industry, and you can speak to this too, it's a matter of keeping those young employees engaged and feeling like, especially that younger generation, feeling like they have an emotional commitment to their career and to their industry, and to their employers, you know.
Exactly.
But in order to do that, we of course have to speak to their heart, and we have to find ways to engage them.
Exactly.
So it's a very interesting concept in an industry that was so very competitive, and now, you know, of course, here we have the Credit Union USA over here, and Banker, you know, over here, and so it's just kind of an interesting concept as we move forward in some of these new ideas.
Right. So, and I heard this really great point at the academy, and it's not that now, you know, the lion and zebra are at this pool that's extremely small. We're hoping to expand that pool, so, you know, when we choose out of it, it's not, oh, I'm drinking your water. It's just, we both get water. Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so we both get talent. We're not fighting over it anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So there is two other groups that are part of this Next Generation Partnership Initiative. And I understand that they're focusing, one of those is on community education.
Correct.
So kind of educating the community on financial needs, why it's important, ways that that serves our community. And then there's another group that is working on, I think, just promotion of the community itself. Is that correct? If we both remember right?
Yes, that's correct. We're hoping.
So what we're kind of hoping, I understand, to do is work with them to you know, as this initiative is to keep that local talent, give them a reason to stay, engage them, put them on a career path to keep them in our community. And then with that, educating the community as to why that's an important initiative.
Yes.
And then making it a great place for us to live and work, right?
Right,
Quality
exactly.
of life, people.
Exactly.
Quality of life. And so as we move forward, what are we gonna see, and what can we expect to look forward to with, kind of what are you working on that you're excited about?
So currently we are working on making sure we get out, we actually have these like packets, she has one in her hand, out to.
I do, I'm only pretending to not know.
Out to the business leaders that want to participate in this. We are hoping that we get several financial industry leaders that want to participate in this program, because the more leads that you have, the better it's going to work. The more, obviously, we can figure out, okay, what exactly do we need for our talent pipeline? What kind of education do we need? How long do they need to be in training? So that main goal is reaching out to those people that want to actually be active in this program. Our next step is going to be getting into those schools and then promoting the industry frontline to the kids, whether that be high school level or college level, for both of those. And then we want to start working with, obviously, like you said, promotion of our local community. And what's great about that, because one, it's going to make people want to stay here longer, and two, it's also going to invite your talent to invest in their life here. You know, yes, you can have a great career, you can love what you do, but if you don't love where you live, are you going to stay there? No.
Sure.
So that's what we're really hoping with that pipeline, that kind of co-aligns with ours. And then obviously with the education, everyone wants educated members, educated customers so that they have the best financial lives, so that they can go out and get their dream home. They can go out and, they know that they need to get insurance, or they know where they can go to get the best rates. So I think these 3 leads will really help kind of commingle and create the best of both worlds for all financial leaders.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to talking about it as we keep moving forward. Thanks for joining us today. Kaylee Emerson, Rachel Furson, and we can't wait to let you see what we're doing next.